Okay, so we know where my family is seated. Okay, thank you so much, Terry. Thank you all for coming tonight. Once a year, we're brought together amid our personal concerns, our business problems, political issues, and wars to celebrate something that is good in this world. Once a year at WWO, we stop and think, step back from Zoom, spreadsheets, data analysis. We hit the pause on discussions with board members, partners, donors, staff, to take stock and look at what we do every day, every week, for the past 26 years, to make this world a better place. You know, even I forget that we are working each day to move thousands of children towards healing, learning, and more joyful, productive lives. Last year, I reported that there were hundreds of thousands of children in each of our countries waiting for our programs. Tonight, I can report that we have ended the wait for thousands of them. 2 years ago, I spoke of creating a culture of change, converting entire school systems to play-based learning. Today, that is happening in Ethiopia. When I joined WWO 4 years ago, I talked about a method of teaching that was so powerful that it was referred to as prescriptive play. Today, we know from our data that children that participate in our element of play are 2 to 3 times more likely to be prepared for first grade than their peers who did not participate. Thank you. We have made enormous progress. In 4 years, we have increased our beneficiaries by over 100%. We have transitioned to a training of trainers model that realizes the exponential efficiency of capacity building. We have implemented international standards of monitoring and evaluation in all 5 countries, and we have increased our network of collaborative partners by 50% by creating new partnerships and by expanding long-standing partnerships. This year, when I traveled to Addis Ababa, I visited a group of 3- and 4-year-olds in one of our learning spaces. The children were separated into activity groups, building, coloring, cutting, reading, storytelling. In the room, there was a little girl named Kene who snuck into the room. Now, I say snuck into the room, but what I mean is that it was not her turn to have a session at the learning space, but Kene was not very concerned about rules. I watched as she carefully collected a supply of toys. She guarded them, and finally she played with them. However, when Kene noticed that no one was trying to take them away from her, she started giving those toys to others. All the while, she was speaking in Oromo, probably explaining to me and others what she was doing and why. Then she took me by the hand, and we walked out of the room. She took me down a muddy path to what I thought was an empty part of the school. However, what we discovered was a classroom with a small group of 3-year-olds sitting at desks, repeating the words that the teacher was saying. The teacher turned to us and greeted Kene warmly, inviting her to her seat. Now, Kene, who had been quietly speaking to me during our whole walk, then let out a blood-curdling scream, causing the principal and 2 of my colleagues to rush into the room. The principal then explained to me that this is the class where Kene was supposed to be, but she was much preferred being in the learning space. Now, when I think about the essential skills that children need to learn to thrive in this world, collaboration, communication, critical thinking, creativity, and confidence, I know which class I would want my grandchild to be in. Our goal over the next 10 years is an ambitious one: to reach 1 million children. It is a grand goal, and we will not... Thank you. And we will not achieve it without the help of new donors, new foundations, and new corporations. We won't achieve it without many of the people in this room. But this work is really worth doing. Let's focus on what's good in this world, and let's make more of it happen. Thank you.